So you want to learn to sing and you want to find a voice teacher. A lot of times they're right in your own area, neighborhood, and you can Google that, search it on the internet, and you want to look at a few things for sure. Is how long have they been teaching? Do they have musical performing experience? And do they have, they don't really always have to have a degree in music, but often that is so helpful. I've seen a lot of teachers out there that have only gotten an online certificate, or they end up saying they've graduated from a certain university and had a Bachelor of Arts, but then when I Google searched that school didn't have a music program. So those are some of the things you need to consider, especially if you're doing in-person lessons. A lot of times you get a recommendation from a friend or a friend of a friend, and that's really great because if you hear somebody that's got a really great voice and you think, wow, I want to work with that voice teacher, oftentimes that is a good measure of how the teacher teaches. But sometimes the teachers can't take credit for someone who is really gifted, and so I've seen that before, where people that are teaching, they take pride in their student and they really didn't have that much to do with it. They've only been teaching a couple months. So that would be one thing to consider. You might want to have a trial lesson with the teacher and say, I don't know if I want to commit for a month or whatever your program is. My program is 12 weeks. We do fall, winter, and spring and summer sessions. But kind of come in and ask them a lot of questions. You can ask if you can observe their lesson. If they're cool with that, they're probably not afraid of any questions that you might have, and they're probably a good, solid teacher. So regarding voice lessons online, the one hard part is that you do not have any feedback from the teacher right there. But you do need to also just go and Google your teacher and see if they have anything that they have online, like a video or recordings of their voice, because the chances are, if they don't have a very good voice, they don't really know how to give you the techniques and styles to become the best teacher you can. So I've seen a lot of TikTok and YouTubers out there that claim to know a lot, but they can't sing. I have a few that are online that I completely think that they are one of the best. One of them is Eric and the other one is Ken, because they can sing and they know exactly how your body, the anatomy and how to sing, because your voice is a muscle and you need to kind of learn how to use it and control it well. So that would be some of my recommendation. Also, if your teacher has a way of recording you back in a professional way, I have my own professional recording software. I know a lot of people do, but I think that's a really good way to get my students to have the audition to hear themselves back. I also try and give them performance opportunities, because I don't do the really sterile recital thing, but we do open mics, we do festivals, and also we want to do a lot of give back to our community, because sometimes there's a first-time singer, and if you're at a senior center, what more of a loving, unintimidating crowd could that be? So I think voice teachers should also be encouraging. One of the things that I do, because of a teacher that I had actually in college who was so demeaning and so negative, that I have gone the other way, where I feel my primary job is to encourage and to get the best voice out of the student and not to just tear them down. So I think a teacher that is encouraging, who wants to keep your natural talent and ability, but also expand your abilities. I say that your voice is like a coloring book. You want to have a lot of crayons in your little box, because yes, you have your natural voice. It's most likely beautiful, but we need to train it, get it in shape vocally, and there's a lot of things like breathing that needs to come into play. But you can also sound a lot of different ways. So if you have a teacher that can sing classical or contemporary and a lot of different styles, that is a good indication that they have the flexibility, the knowledge, and the ability to teach you to do the same. Because we do have I hear a lot of videos that say, find your voice. I see them, and yes, we need to find our voice, but there are so many options. Those are some of my tips on how to find a voice teacher.